After the safety suite derails head of household Cody's initial plans for nominations, he nevertheless sticks with a familiar and disappointing strategy. Things are suddenly looking very familiar on Big Brother All-Stars. As the house guests start to settle into their new digs, everyone sucks up to the new head of household Cody, and he sets the tone for the season with his nominees. CBS Big Brother All-Stars kicks off Live with Unfair Challenge. Technical problems view story. Unfortunately for Cody, he had to set that scene twice after the season's first major twist. The safety suite derailed everything. It also revealed just how savvy some of these people are and how he's not nearly as good at the social game as his ally Derek was in their season. We also got to see the first kernels of alliances forming, and it's interesting to see which pre-existing relationships seem to still hold weight and which do not. As an example, Nicole F. and Cody seem to click right off after playing season 16 together. But when Nicole F. tried to honor that same connection with Davon over their time together in season 18, which Nicole F. won, Davon wasn't having it. This, of course, because she finally saw that Nicole F. had betrayed her in the season. Other connections that aren't, at least so far, including Nicole A. and David, who played season 21 together, and Keish and Memphis from season 10. In fact, Memphis was busy trying to cozy up to Cody as they both played the power duo game in their seasons. Meanwhile, Janelle and Kaysar found themselves gravitating toward one another again after playing season 6 and 7 together, but it's also because they knew that Bond was well known in the house and they were likely targets. Getty Simon Cowell breaks back, hospitalized after bike accident. View story back to school. In fact, they knew they were targets and they were spot on with that prediction. Kudos to the old school players for knowing just how big of targets they were going into the house, and more importantly, for reading Cody like an open book. He just isn't as good at subterfuge and deception. Cody seems like a genuinely decent guy who struggles with some of the harder aspects of the game. We definitely saw this with one of his nominees, but he's going to have to work on his poker face if he wants to last. Especially after he basically drew the battle lines this season. While Cody may not have told the house his initial targets, they both knew exactly where they stood. And that's why they were the only two people who went for safety. See which reaction cracked Jordan Woods up after booty massage video broke. Twitter. View story. Safety is so sweet. A new twist this season was perhaps brought in to combat this painfully obvious divide, and yet there's only so much it can do. The way it works is that every house guest has a VIP pass to the safety suite. Each week, it will open up for a limited time and they can decide if they want to compete.